We begin tonight with new details about a major prisoner swap between the U.S. and Venezuela. 10 Americans, including several the U.S. considered wrongfully detained, were released from that South American country today in exchange for a close ally of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, a leader who himself is under U.S. indictment for narco-trafficking. As part of the deal, an American fugitive known as Fat Leonard, who fled the country before being sentenced for his role in a bribery and corruption case, will be sent back to the U.S. to face justice. The deal is one step in President Biden's latest efforts to improve relations with Maduro's Venezuela after offering sanctions relief this fall. That country is the source of the largest migrant crisis in the Western Hemisphere, directly impacting the U.S. border. CBS's Ed O'Keefe leads us off at the White House. Good evening, Ed.
Margaret, last year the Biden administration sent a convicted murderer back to Russia in exchange for WNBA star Brittany Griner. This time it was someone accused of money laundering. But 10 Americans are now home, and a big fugitive is back in custody. President Biden tonight heralding a deal that caps 7 months of talks to get back detained Americans.
We have no higher priority than the release of detained and/or hostage, Americans being held hostage.
Among the released, Avon Hernandez, a public defender from Los Angeles who'd been detained since March 2022. Before his release, Hernandez sent a letter to the president asking for help and recorded this audio message obtained exclusively by CBS News.
There is nothing I want more than my own liberty and the liberty of my fellow brothers and sisters who are currently being held in captivity with me.
Also coming back to the U.S., Leonard Francis, widely known as Fat Leonard, who'd been awaiting sentencing for overseeing one of the most brazen bribery conspiracies in the U.S. Navy's history before escaping last year. A former military contractor, he pleaded guilty to bribing Navy officers in exchange for classified information and for overcharging the military by millions. In exchange, the U.S. sent back Alex Saab, someone close to Maduro accused by U.S. prosecutors of money laundering on behalf of Maduro's government. The president defended that move tonight.
Why is it okay for the U.S. to be negotiating with the Maduro government and sending back people in Justice Department custody?
It's okay because we're freeing American people who are held illegally, and we made a deal with Venezuela with the whole free election. So far, they've maintained their requirements.
In Venezuela, Maduro embraced Saab and claimed his friend had been physically and psychologically tortured. U.S. officials tonight denied Maduro's claims of torture. The deal drew bipartisan condemnation out of concern it will embolden Maduro. But families of the released Americans thanked the Biden administration. The mother of one detainee called the officials who negotiated the swap, quote, rock stars. Margaret?
They're reunited before Christmas. Thank you, Ed.